good morning from Tamwood.
Are you ready to head to Swellendam?
Yes.
A historic old town.
Yep. The last time we did Swellendam, it was just a short visit and it was pouring with rain, so we couldn't get much done.
I remember that was in 2021 when we just started our channel,
Yes,
actually. And we're also staying over there this evening.
That's going to be
so,
nice.
yeah, that'll be exciting as well.
It's about 80 kilometers from Vermakelijkheid to get there. Most of it's on gravel. A lot of it is on gravel. But then we get to the N2 and we go. It'll be
It's already late, so we better get going.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, look at this.
Pretty.
Look how the water's flowing.
Oh. Oh. You need to see my side.
Yes.
Look how black the water is, hey?
Yeah, this is that berg water, the river water.
With a tannin or something
Yes.
that colours it like.
So it's the Davenox River, eh?
I mean, I wanted to venture a guess, but I mean, I didn't know.
Yo.
A lot of water clearly fell.
There we have ostriches on my side, blue cranes on Sonia's side.
We only see blue cranes in the Western Cape.
Yeah.
Yay! Love ostriches. Love blue cranes.
There's the little buck.
It ran away so quick. You say we hang a right?
Yes. That we do.
Look at those beautiful mountains, man.
Yeah. This is a beautiful area. Eh?
Tar.
Tar Road.
Okay, it's gonna go a bit quicker now.
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Yeah, you can see it's Friday. People are on their way to their weekend destinations.
Those the Langeberg Mountains.
I have no idea. You know more than I do.
Now I'm going on memory. I'm thinking it's them.
We just turned off the N2 towards Swellendam now.
Yes.
Look at this.
1745.
Wow.
Which makes it one of the oldest towns in our country. Drostdy Museum. We shall return.
Yes, we will.
I remember the day and how it rained. You were sopping wet.
Yeah. Look at these trees.
It's a beautiful, beautiful town.
I think there's a lot of history here.
Yes, lots of restaurants and shops and touristy places.
Yes.
We're crossing the Koornlands River.
Bridge was built in 1960.
Okay. Swellendam. Oh, lots of stuffies we'll need to come back to. Look at this tree trunk. Oh, do you remember this church?
I still try to get out and do some filming while in the rain. It is amazing.
That it is.
1802, 1911.
That is incredible. We're taking a slow drive, but I think we will be heading to our guest house first.
Yes.
We are staying over here, and our accommodation for this episode is so kindly sponsored by Celeste Coetzee of Hidden Dragon's Sleeping Beauty guest rooms. Celeste's contact details will be on the screen and in the description below. Please do give her a shout when you visit the historic town of Swellendam. I think you will get to see that her establishment is a very interesting and cool one. We look forward to seeing it.
Look at this place.
Here
Hidden
we
Dragon.
are, yes.
Wonderland Trail.
Can you already tell what an interesting place this is?
Look at this place.
Wow.
My angel.
Let me call Celeste.
Here we are.
We have arrived.
The first thing we need to do is go to the garden for guests.
Absolutely.
There we go. Let's go to the picnic spot.
So this is exclusively for guests?
Yes. Look here. We can come and sit and have a picnic here under this canopy.
Look, let me just get it out the way now. This entire place is a fantasy land.
It is, true. And yes, the braai spot. We could sit here and enjoy a nice braai right by the river. Listen.
Is it the Korenlande?
Yes.
Is that what we saw?
Yes. And then just to go and sit and relax with a nice view.
And it's a warm day, but it's super cool and shaded here.
Yes. It's very lush here though, eh? Wow.
But you know, the wilder the better, right?
Fantastic. Okay, let's go to the rest of the fairyland. What does Celeste call it? The Wonderland.
Yes. Which it is, 100%.
That's true. Check this out. That leads to nowhere.
But everywhere at
Yes.
the same time. And it leads to this way, but not this way.
Puppet
It's just
theatre,
incredible.
tea party. Not that way. Wrong way. That way.
I just love it so much.
Hogwarts. Okay. Check out these keys.
Those who don't believe in magic will never find it.
That is true. And that's the key to magic. Imagination is the only weapon in the war against reality.
True words.
Yep. Sometimes I've believed 6 impossible things before breakfast.
Do you know what? And having seen what Celeste has accomplished here, that's 100% true.
Yep. Look at that. Down the rabbit hole. Alles in Wonderland.
But that says Alles in Wonderland,
Yes, actually in Afrikaans.
which
eh?
is the Afrikaans play
Yeah.
on Alice in Wonderland.
Fantastic.
Even the bunny has a big key.
Yeah. How long is forever? Sometimes just 1 second. Visitors notice, disclaimer.
Similar to the experience of visiting an art gallery, the aim of the Hidden Dragon Magic Garden is for visitors to enjoy an artistic, unique and aesthetic experience.
Welcome to Mad Hatter's Tea Garden for birthday and unbirthday high tea parties.
Which means for any tea party.
If you want to have a party, you come here.
Absolutely. We'll get to the trails later.
Yes. How's this chair?
But how's this table?
With the little
With a
cupcakes.
teapot, cupcakes, milk jug.
We're all mad, yeah.
Little cup and saucer.
Yes. It's all part of the tea garden.
Yes, look at that chandelier. It's one of my favorite things. I think it is absolutely beautifully done.
It is. But what I like is that cup that says, we're all mad, yeah. If that's how you feel, you can go and sit on that table and chair over there.
Table 13 is
Yes.
also available.
Yes, it is. Puppet theatre, birthday parties, photo booth and restroom.
Is all this away.
Yep. Check out this toilet.
Is this the gnome's loo?
Yes, it is. The dressing room.
It's Alice's dressing table.
Upside down.
This
This is
fooled me.
yeah, this is the floor and we're walking on the ceiling.
That is incredible.
And yes, the Daisy Theatre. The Peasant Dance, 1567. So this is where they're going to have puppet shows.
For children of all ages.
Fantastic, eh?
You and I have been to puppet shows as adults.
Yes, we have. I think this will be amazing to see, eh?
Celeste says she knows of a puppeteer in Cape Town.
Okay.
Eventually she'd also like to do them and teach the little ones how to make puppets.
As the photo booth costumes for hire. She says she's still going to get costumes for people to
Yes.
put on. And then, this is where I will stand, the photographer, going to the entrance. And then this is where you queue to go to have your photo taken in the photo booth. And then you take it from here.
Love the photographer's entrance, I must say, and the queue for the subjects.
Yes. And this is where they have like a group setting for children to have birthday parties and
Unbirthday parties.
yeah,
And adults.
and adults. And there's the river again. Down there.
Absolute wonderland, this place.
And this is Celeste's art classroom, where she's going to give classes to children. Now this is what I'm looking forward to, eh?
The Snail Jail Trail, 2 minutes, and the Wonderland Trail, 45 minutes.
Let's
We'll
come.
provide you with shortened versions of both.
Of both. And then you must come yourself to see the whole trail.
And the rest,
Yes. Don't feed the trolls, that's very important.
Yeah, don't do that while you're here.
Yeah. And what I like is that the map shows a number of sites where gnomes were reported to exist in North America, in Europe, and yeah, in Swellendam.
At 17 Renius at Hidden Dragon.
Look at this whole little workshop factory type place, eh?
Yeah, those are for the crafter gnomes. Can we just spare a moment for the detail? Look at their bridges,
Yes,
their ladders going up. It's just incredible.
suspension bridges. This is just for children to go through, follow the red caps, up 1 to 19. And it's like a little zigzag trail up a ladder across that way.
Us big ones must go this way.
Yes. Alice's door. There's Alice's door. But it's for the children, they got to go through the door, you see.
Now we get to the pièce de résistance.
Check that dragon.
All made of stone.
And she did all of that, eh?
Yes.
And it's enormous, it's big. And the dragon is protecting its princess, who's lying here, sleeping. I must tell you, it's incredible, this dragon that she's done.
Celeste is waiting for the electronics to be completed in the eye.
Yes.
So that the eye shines.
And there the wings.
Look at the wings and look at these
Claws over the side of the cliff here. That's incredible. And this is a giant.
Okay, one of my favorites,
Yes.
Meisenberg.
Meisenberg.
Please.
Yeah, with the giant now is the wax factory where they go into the ear to collect wax.
Oh, good heavens. They say cheap candles for sale. Angel, this is actually quite incredible. We're
Yeah.
laughing and chuckling, but it's actually quite
It's
incredible.
fantastic. It is. No.
Oh, these are the poor. This is the squatter camp
Is this
for the birdies. They even have a little soccer field.
on a manhole cover?
Oh, mommy.
So these are the poor ones.
Oh,
You
check
see, they
here.
live on top of each other.
And like potatoes, butternuts. Oh.
Don't worry. Eat fruit and vegetable.
Road closed. Use that behind road. I love it.
So these are for the poor mice and for the poor birds. And look at the false teeth.
Oh, it's the tooth mouse's house.
Yeah.
He took the false teeth. Candy.
Yeah.
Kapokkies hoogte. Another complex for the birdies.
This is cute, eh?
I love the wrappers of the sweets.
Check here's a cupcake.
Yes. And a smaller one. Smartphone on a stick. Who has the fairest profile pic?
Exactly. That's me through and through with the smartphone on a stick.
Fairy circle.
Yeah. Nice knowing you. One day you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. C.S. Lewis.
Oh,
Yeah, we are.
back at the big chair.
Yes. Rip van winkel se winkel.
Yes. Let's see the story. Rip van Winkle is perhaps the most famous homegrown American fairy tale. It has supernatural elements, the idea of an enchanted wood, and focuses on simple village life, such as we find in many classic European fairy stories. Like many other stories which attain the status of modern myths or archetypes, it has become more famous as an idea than a tale outside of the United States.
True, eh? Winkel shop.
This
No
is
children, yeah.
a recent addition to Hidden Dragon.
What I like is the old paper that you put on the walls. Look here, the date.
From the magazine.
Huisgenoot, 18 January 1946.
And look what it says here, Hansel and Gretel house.
Yes. Incredible.
Lots of handmade things here. Look at these little scenes Celeste makes herself in coffee jars.
It's the detail. Once again, the detail.
I know. You can say detail 1,000 times and still not cover it. And then she makes cute little things like this for the little ones. Happy Easter.
And it pops out
Where's it? There's it.
with a carrot.
Yes.
That's cute, eh?
Cute.
And this one, it pedals away.
Oh, this one.
Yes, look at that. And I must go to the toilet. It is not a skull.
Oh.
So yeah, mirror on the wall. And then the story goes, who is the fairest of us all? And this is what she says is not the skull. But I think if one goes up closer, you can see it's not a skull. It's just that round part, which we think is the top of the skull, is actually a mirror. And there's a woman looking at herself, which we think is the eyes. There you can see. And then the nose is actually curtains behind the woman. And then the teeth are bottles of makeup. But if you go back, it looks like a skull. Wild. So this is Celeste's journey, eh?
With the Wonderland.
Yes.
How it got started. Look, this was 2017. Can you believe it?
This garden, this is what it looked like?
This is what the space looked like.
Right.
One heads out the same way as you came in.
Yep. It's no use going back to yesterday. I was a different person then. I am not crazy. My reality is just different than yours.
It's also incredibly true.
Yes. This is my dream. I'll decide where to go from here. True.
This is such a privilege to experience this.
No, I loved it.
Unique and something unlike we've ever experienced.
True. So let me go and show you where we are staying tonight. Firstly, how many of you remember Tommy Thompson? This is one of the Tommy Thompsons. Incredible. An original. Wild. And this is where we can sit on a little balcony and enjoy a nice cold drink and enjoy this view of the garden from above. This is our room for tonight. Wowee. This is amazing. I love this picture above the bed. That's the little kitchenette. And the detail, look at this basin. Microwave, bar, fridge. And this is where the shower is. I think it's amazing. And what's nice is it's the right height for me. Yes, the basin and the loo. And then they have another room here. It's the loo. Yes, the shower, which is also quite cool. But what's fancy is she's used her mother's old watering can as the shower rose. I think that's such a cool idea. A nice basin in the room. 2 single beds. Look at the gates as headboards. Wow. tortoiseshell above the painting. And here's a little kitchenette as well. With a bar fridge, microwave. This is super cool.
Okay, are you as at a loss for words as I am?
I am blown away.
I mean, what Celeste has accomplished here is just phenomenal.
And she's done it all herself, eh?
There are no words really that can do this justice. One has to see it with your own
Oh
eyes.
yeah, for sure.
All right, I can't wait to get back here, but it is time to go and explore a bit of Swellendam.
Let's do that. Look at this. Anglican church.
Solid stone.
Ah.
Neat town, hey?
Very neat and clean, eh?
You remember every time we come here, we like taken with these family names up.
Yes.
Some well-known names and some lesser-known ones. I didn't want to read one and leave out the rest, so I
Exactly.
left them all out.
Yeah, the surnames are still continuing.
Yes. All right.
Yes. I see there's a two parts to this museum, one across the road and this one here. See how thick these walls are. And these are all original.
It's all original.
It's crazy though.
And this door is very unusual as well, the stable door.
Yes. Oh, it splits on the top.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's also all original.
Yeah. The old jail was built in 1747. So those were cells over there, but they're not open now. And this is the only open cell at the moment that one can go into. Check the whips. Those knots on. Yo! It says two of the original cells have been restored, A3 and A4, on the plan. This outer cell leads to an inner cell, a dark hole without windows, in which women were imprisoned in lieu of flogging. As you proceed through the green gate to the Ambachtswerf, you can see the remains of glass fragments which were embedded into the top of the wall to discourage escape. Wow, sir. Oh, this is the dark room after they were flogged. And this is an art gallery now. Wow, beautiful. there are so many more little buildings around the back here. Okay, this explains everything. The Ambachtswerf. Farming was the chief occupation in this region. Self-sufficiency was necessary to survive, and the new settlers had to feed and clothe themselves and make their own furniture and household necessities. Okay, so this is the charcoal kiln, and there it is over there. Wow. Number 8 is a water mill. So that's at the back there. I want to go and check that out. And there's the tannery, horse mill. Let me go check out the water mill. And this is the kiln. And there's a donkey. And that's a little bakkoentjie. Check all these millstones. Before I go in, I just want to check the wheel. So this is where the wheel is to get water and turn to grind the meal. Look at this. Okay, so this is where the millies or whatever came in here, and this was spinning around and grinding it, and it used to come out here. Incredible. Look at this. And the kitchen. Fantastic. Hello, donkeys. I think that's a thresher over there. Tanner. They worked on the leather here. Yeah. They used to make the different shoes and the sizes. Look at all of that. Those are the molds. Horse mill. Oh, so this is where they would put donkeys or horses and it would turn around, and this is the mill. Horse mill. The mill machinery comes from the Aurora district. Horse mills were erected in areas where there was a shortage of water, and in South Africa, mules and donkeys were usually used instead of horses. The mill mechanism is similar to that of the water mill. Wow! So this is where they would strap in the horse or the donkey, and the one on the other side there, and then it would walk around and around. Heritage South Africa, Mary Alexander Cook, 1902 to 1981, in recognition of her pioneer work in identifying and conserving the old buildings of the Cape, and especially those in Swellendam, where she lived for a number of years. In front of the old jail is this tree, an old oak tree, and it's got this chain which is like embedded into the tree. and they don't really know why it was here. Some people think it was for horses or mules, or it was for slaves. One doesn't know. Interesting. Now I want to go to the magistrate's building. Here's a cannon. Also a heritage site. Wow, look at this. Wow, so the magistrate used to live here, and this is where the courts took place, or the trials. Yes. Heinrich Swellendam, 1626 to 1699. Incredible. Look. Dressing room. They even had a dunny here. Look at that. Here's the bedroom. Oh, so they didn't get dressed in the bedroom. They went to the dressing room to get dressed. Wow, sir. Okay, so the dressing room was attached to the bedroom like that. So it's like a walk-in closet, basically. It's the kitchen, look at this. Massive kitchen. That's the dining room. Amazing. Back to the entrance hall. The Drostdy, the magisterial district of Swellendam, was established by the Dutch East India Company in 1745 to maintain control over the trekboers, who were increasingly moving beyond the existing boundaries of the Cape Colony and into this region. The Dutch East India Company was a private company, but served the interests of the Dutch government. The Drostdy was built in 1747 as the home and headquarters of the Landdrost or magistrate. The magistrate enforced Dutch law and ensured that taxes were collected. In this way, the Drostdy became a symbol of the authority and control of the Dutch East India Company. Wow! So it was built in 1747. Ah! That's the Drostdy garden, this. Look at this. The Drostdy garden was created in the 18th century. Its original farm was much larger than the present plot. The current layout is based on plans and sketches dating to between 1776 to 1844 and recreates the section where herbs were grown. Okay. Wow. You know, this place blows my mind to think that it was built in 1747.
That is amazing. And I can see the smile on your face.
Mind blowing.
So thank you very much to Frick, Rosemary, and Nina and Reino for telling us about the Drostdy. And Rosemary's grandmother was Dr. Mary Alexander Cook. She was the curator of the Drostdy.
I think I'm going to turn down here
I know where your head is headed.
Yes.
Oh, you think this is the right? It
Yes,
is.
there it is.
Oh. Phenomenal. The word phenomenal comes to mind.
Yes, it does. It's a beautiful building. Yeah.
Look at that steeple.
And the bell in the top there, there's 2 bells.
And the perfect symmetry
Yes.
of the building.
Ah, the gate's locked.
Oh no. 7 minutes past 4. They must have closed at 4.
Yeah, we must have just missed them. Oh boy.
You win some and you lose some.
That's true.
We'll have to check it out from the outside.
That will do.
And something else across the road we saw.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
A beautiful church, they say.
It's astonishing. Does that look like a crown to you?
Yes, it
At
does.
the top of the church tower?
Yeah.
Do you think we could make out anything on the cornerstone?
Let's check it out. Hey, it says Emmanuel, Matthew 1 verse 23. And it was built on the 26th of November 1910.
Right, and the congregation was founded in 1798. The old church building, I would imagine the first church building was in 1802. The present church building, 1911. Eclectic style. The gables are Baroque. The windows are Gothic. The cupola is Eastern. And the steeple is the replica of a famous steeple in Belgium.
Wow.
And then everyone can read what it says there.
I just want us to go across the road there. There's something I want to go and see.
Yeah, let's do it.
Market Square.
Super cute little wagon.
The coronation.
June 22nd, 1911.
I wonder, a coronation of who? Is there something
Do you think
else?
it was the king?
It's possible.
Is there anything else?
Nothing else, just a little door at the back there. So sorry we missed it now that we couldn't get in.
Yes. No, absolutely.
But I was also scared I was going to miss the Drostdy.
That's the way it is.
Yep.
We don't have the luxury of time on our travels, unfortunately. So, Louis, Yu, Ying, Marius, and Gideon
Yes.
told us about the church. At least we could show you from the outside.
Yeah.
We've bought some food at Checkers,
Yeah.
as well as some liquid refreshments. And we're back at Hidden Dragon.
Yes, we are.
Tomorrow morning we'll go check out a few more places in
That we
Swellendam,
will definitely do.
because we're getting an early start.
Yes.
As per usual. Super simple dinner tonight.
Yes.
First time I've ever seen hot cross buns with a savory filling.
Yeah.
Looks like Vienna's and cheese. I thought, why not?
Let's give it a bash.
I love muffins with cheese, so why not? And a ham, cheese and tomato sandwich we're sharing.
And 2 cold drinks.
Correct.
So my angel, we had a nice evening sitting chatting to our host.
Yeah, Celeste.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I mean, she's just the most interesting and amazing lady. So
Yeah.
yes, it was fantastic. But it is time for bed now.
That's it. I'm pretty bushed.
So am I.
So we will see you guys in the morning. We are going to enjoy a cup of coffee with rusks here in Swellendam this morning. What can one say, my angel?
Do you know, this was an experience. Which one? Bye!
Bye!
Thank you very much! An experience that one cannot explain in words.
No,
you
yeah.
just simply can't.
You have to come here to
You
experience
have to come and feel
Yes.
it, you have to come and experience it, you have to come and meet Celeste, and then you'll only know. This
Fantastic
is like
place.
super worth it.
We just stopped outside of Hidden Dragons and we haven't walked over this bridge yet. Just want to take a walk over that.
A kitty just went ahead of us.
Oh, really?
In the middle of the bridge. No bicycles and no motorcycles. Okay, just pedestrians.
That's cool. Fortunately, I left my bicycle at home.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Remember you saw these beautiful purple flowers yesterday?
Yes. Can you hear the water as well, eh?
Such a calming sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, here it is.
Wow.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Really nice, eh? Yo.
Oh, look at these bushes. And all this overgrowth. Look at these long roots.
Yeah.
This could just as well have been part of Celeste's property.
It could have, eh?
The vibe continues here.
I must say she got the perfect property. Look at this.
She did. For the vision in her brain.
Yeah. This is really nice, eh?
Ah. And we're nice and early, so there's no one around.
Yeah.
All right. We had to do this.
Of course.
And we are off.
Yes, there we go.
We would like to thank Celeste Coetzee of Hidden Dragons Sleeping Beauty guest rooms so very much for accommodating us last night. You have a special, special place, Celeste, and if anyone watching this video would like to visit Swellendam, please give Celeste a call. Her contact details will be in the description below. Yeah, you will love it. You will absolutely be in awe every
You
moment.
have to come yourself to experience this. It's something so unique. Really special.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, there's a few places we'd like to go and check out first before we leave.
On a quiet Saturday morning in Swellendam.
Yes. I think this is where those cannons are.
Yes, there they are. So this is the perfect place to stop.
Yes. There's a monument. It was erected by Swellendammers in 1938 and it was unveiled by the mayor, M.B. Reid. Is this got something to do with the foot trackers? Yes. 1838 to 1938. And the cannons are still here, look at this.
You happy that you found a foot tracker
I
monument?
love foot tracker monuments. When we drove past here yesterday, you saw this big stump here. Eh?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, can you imagine the tree it comes
Yes.
from?
What's it look like your side?
Clear. Sun is peeking its head out.
Yeah. I love the early mornings. Look at this view of
Oh,
Swellendam.
babe, look.
Wee.
What a beautiful church tower. Oh.
When we came up earlier to the cannons, I saw this place, Church Square.
It says, this square is part of the history of Swellendam. In days gone by, it was the market square where people from the outlying district could outspan their horses and carts when attending church or spending a weekend in their townhouses, which are to your right.
What? Let's go and have a look there. Is it these here?
Yes, and I think dotted all over here.
Oh, yeah. That's a national monument.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is
so beautiful.
cool
Lots
to
of
see.
cottages here you can
Yes.
see.
Awesome. I just couldn't not come to this church building. I love this stonework. And there's a cornerstone. This stone was laid on the 20th of April 1911. And look at the bell tower. Ah! Can't get in, it's all locked. But it is stunning. I love the color of the stone, eh?
Yeah, I do too.
Oh,
And of course the workmanship is just like next level.
crazy stuff.
But I love the wall too.
Yeah.
How worn it is.
Yes.
And how's that bell?
Fantastic, eh? Sure.
Ginormous. I wanted to talk about Swellendam being one of the oldest towns in our country.
Yes.
We've heard two versions while in town, that it's the third oldest and the fifth oldest. We just say one of the oldest.
Yes, one of the top 5.
Yes. So that's good enough for us.
Yes.
It's very, very old.
Yeah. I suspect it's the third. I heard at the museum that it's the 5th Drostdy. What is this? Swellendam Heritage Association. This hand-operated pump firefighting cart was imported from England in 1860 by the local firm Barry and Nephews. It was used during Swellendam's worst fire, known as the Great Fire in 1865, and remained in use until 1952. How amazing is that? That is so nice. So they stood on either side, and then this side they lift up, and then they up and down to pump the water. That's fantastic. Shanton Mason. Donors, these are all the donors. Fire hydrant. I see a date on that culvert over there. Let me go and have a look there. This looks like I wonder if this was for irrigation purposes, this canal. And there is a date on this culvert. Look at that. 1909. It's incredible that it's still here. I'm sure this was for irrigation. Yeah, look, there's a little sluice that they removed. If they want to close it, then it goes down through underneath the road and it goes down this way. And yes, a kitty cat. Hey, kitty cat. Don't worry, I'm not coming to frighten you. And then it goes through here. Here's a culvert right here. Hey, you. Kitty. Interesting things here, eh?
Love the fire hydrants.
I think it was in, I can't remember the date now, 1850 something, that it was brought here, and it was helped with the great fire they had here in that time period.
So it is a little fire truck.
It's a little fire truck. They pump
Fire
it,
wagon.
4 men stand to this side, to that side, and they pump up and down, and then they pump the water out.
Listen, they have like wild names here, hey? We're on our way to Golgjuwel now.
Oh no, that just tells a story, eh?
It does. It shows the history of this place.
Yes.
And everything that must have happened here over the years. It's a beautiful, beautiful town.
I love it. Incredible, and it's so neat. I love the houses. All the houses just look amazing.
They all almost look restored.
Yes.
Where do you think this little road goes?
Horse trails.
Oh. Shall we take it for just a little bit?
Yes.
These mountains are so beautiful.
Look at those woodlands or forest vibes on the
Yes.
side of them.
It's almost plantation-like.
Yeah.
Swellendam trails.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See 4 different trails, it seems.
Okay. Nice, eh? No showering. Oh, I mean no dumping.
Well, both.
Yes.
This looks like a cemetery, Bo.
Yeah, it does.
With a very old wall.
There's a plaque here.
Oh, about the wall.
Yeah. Anglican Cemetery stone wall.
Yes.
It says, the beautiful wall of dressed stone, bonded with clay, was built by one Arend Lemmetjies circa 1855, when the Anglican church was built in Swellendam.
Wow.
Arend Lemmetjies was a sought-after stonemason in Swellendam in the 1800s, along with his builder father David Lemmetjies. This panel has been erected by the Swellendam Heritage Association as a dedication to the Lemmetjies family.
Wow.
This wall, and it's from then?
That's so fantastic that they preserved it.
I love it, eh? And the wall goes all along here, look here.
Yes, and all the way up there too.
Yeah.
Do you think there would be any way to get into the cemetery?
Let's go and have a look. Looks as if one might be able to.
Yes.
Yes, I can come in. Wow. Look at this one. In loving memory of J.M. Wyatt, MD, died 3 June 1939, aged 51. And his wife Margaret, Meg, died 30 June 1953. George St. Ledger Devonish, born at Swellendam 11 May 1871, died at Swellendam 1 February 1943. This is an old cemetery, and there on that side is more. Incredible, eh? And there the wall goes around, all the way around. I love this wall.
I just love that they preserve history like this. 170 years old.
Crazy stuff, eh? And it's still here.
Little pieces, big pieces. It's amazing.
You can see there's a few spots that they've fixed.
Touched up, yes.
Yeah, which is great.
I think one more stop and then we head out.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's this beautiful church.
Yes.
I want to show you that, folks are braaiing. I think it looks like either at the hall or at the parsonage next door.
Oh, okay.
Looks like they're preparing for a bazaar or a market or something.
And it smells good, eh?
It does. Look at the bright fires early already.
Yeah, fantastic.
We need to clarify that coronation monument of yesterday,
Yes.
of 1911,
Yes.
was for King George the Fifth
Yes.
and Mary. Beautiful oak trees, eh? So many.
So many that line the streets.
And it's a little windy this morning and one just hears the acorns fall on the pavement.
Yes.
The beautiful historical town of Swellendam.
It was an interesting stay, eh? No, I enjoyed it. There's so much history going on in this town. The old buildings.
Covered in history.
The fact that the places go back to the 1700s, that's a bit mind-blowing, eh?
Well, the entire town does, yeah.
And it's a beautiful town. Clean, neat. No, really well-kept town.
It was an altogether special experience. Our stay at Hidden Dragon was great.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
That's
very
a must visit if you come to Swellendam.
agreed.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.